Well, this is what fishing dreams are made of. I'm about to fish on a beautiful lake in Sweden. I have the best fishing guide money can buy. My brand new best friend, Oliver Johansson. What sort of fish could we expect to catch today?
Today we will target trout, char and even salmon.
And our chances of catching these fish?
Very good.
You want to see the toys this bloke has? His boat is covered in them, and I can't wait to share them with you. They'll blow your mind. I forgot to tell you the name of the town we're in though. It is, yo, let's go fishing, man. How often do you get a day like this?
It's quite early spring, so the better the weather is, the better it is for the fishing.
Good work. Well, I'm looking forward to that today. This is one of the many toys that Ove has in his boat. It's a little planer board. It starts like this for storage, opens up, and actually floats on the surface, and it moves away to the side of the boat. And basically, what it does is allows you to fish a much wider area. Pretty cool, hey?
Now I'm putting the downrigger weight. It's a shark cannonball.
So what we've got here is two rods going to the bottom. That rod is now at 24 feet, this rod is at 12 feet, and we're now going to put a third one on the downrigger. This is very, very cool. These are the bait fish we're using today in Lake Vatten, and Ove was telling me a very interesting story. For a whole fishing season, as a guide, he needs around 2,000 baits, and each one he has to catch by hand. So he goes down the harbour in his spare time, uses one maggot for bait, and he catches these on a hook with a fishing rod, one by one, 2,000 for the entire season. It's called a bleak, and the fish here love to eat them. Well, these are two of the 10 rods we're currently trolling. And these two rods, the line actually goes out to our little planer boat, has a release clip, and then it's going straight out. So what we're doing, we're sending our lines away from the boat to cover more ground. There's two rods. Over here we have another three. These three rods are down at 12, 24 and 36 feet, and you can see they've got a very big bend in them, and that bend is because the line is pulled tight to the downrigger release clip. When the fish takes the bait or the lure, the release clip lets go, the rod will either come straight so you know you've got a bite, or if it's a big fish, line will come off the reel, give us the old woo, and then you know you're in. This is duplicated on that side of the boat, giving us our 10 rods we're currently fishing with. I feel weight.
Yeah, hit him.
Yes! Got him! Oh, there's some weight there. So, Ove was spot on. He said less than 5 minutes, and you did the job, my friend. Oh, I can feel some weight. It's a long way back, and there's a lot of weight there. So we've still got 9 lines in the water, apart from this one that I'm fighting the fish on. So what we've got to do is just take our time. The fish should stay fairly high in the water, and I've got to try and avoid all these other lines. Ooh, that's a big fish. Look at him down there. Oh, that's it. That was good, Ove. It's got him away from those other lines, I think.
Really nice char.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah!
Ove!
Magnificent.
Show me up, baby!
That's what this came for. This is a really good specimen.
This is a good one?
Yeah.
So this char is the fish that I come all the way to Sweden for, and when this man says it's a really good specimen, he is saying for a char it's a really big fish. So when we get this fish on board and then we let it go, there's a small chance that Ove and me will turn the camera off and we might do a little cha-cha! That is a big char.
Yeah, it's a really nice specimen.
Okay, we lift it on board. Oh wow, look at that.
Look at that.
That's a big fish.
Yeah.
I think it just got even bigger.
Let's see, we can put it out in net. Oh. You can keep it in a tail.
That is a monster fish. It is called a char. It is a member of both the trout and the salmon family.
Yeah.
And an interesting fact about char, this is the freshwater fish that lives in the most northern waters of the world.
Yeah. This is as a fish that really likes cold water. It's very suitable for Lake Vättern, and it grows really big and it can get really old.
And I tell you how cold the water is.
Yeah.
This fish is freezing my hands. My hands are so cold. What an incredible fish, and they're very, very good eating, because when you go and Google a char, 9 out of 10 items on this fish are all about their eating qualities. But most of the fish that you buy in a fish restaurant or a market is all char that's been raised in a fish farm. So to come out here and catch your own char and then to be able to go and eat it, that is a very special thing. Ove, thank you so much.
You are so welcome. I measured the fish now, and it's about 72 centimeters, 3.5 kilos, like 8 pounds.
That is a big fish.
Yeah, it's over average.
Above average. I'll put him back because
Yes.
it's such a pretty fish. And look at those white leading lines on every fin. That's how you can see it's a char. And apparently river char can go really bright red in colour. They're so gorgeous, and one of the great luxuries. Oh, and there he goes. And he swam away. Not the most graceful release ever, but that was Paul Worsteling's idea of the char char. The sounder is showing 8 metres of bait. And where there's bait, there's big fish. Well, what an amazing morning it's been so far. Fantastic weather, great company, and that beautiful 72 centimetre char. But my day's about to get even better. 2 very special guests have come all the way from Australia, and Ove's brother Anders is about to deliver them from the harbour to our boat, and I'm a little bit excited. And here come my very special guests. Well, my special guests have arrived, my beautiful boy Jet Reef and my lovely wife Christy. Now that my good luck charms are here, I'm sure we're going to catch even more fish. Here, Jetty. There you go, and start winding. That's a boy. Okay, take your time, mate. Is it a big one? The good thing about this, I think the fish is actually going to be bigger when we catch it because it will have grown. Keep winding, mate. It's very, very hard for Jet to wind this fish in all by himself because the boat must keep moving forward the whole time, because if we're not moving forward, all our lines will tangle. So there's a lot of pressure and weight on here. So just doing a nice little wind, aren't we, Jet? Keep winding. I think it's a big one, Jet. I haven't seen it yet, but I can feel some weight. I had to wait an hour for my first fish this morning. Jet rocks up, and there's a fish on the line in 3 minutes. Keep winding. Wind. That's a good boy. You're doing a good job. You're nearly there, mate. Keep winding. I see him, Jetty.
It's a trout.
Look at him, Jet. He's a monster. That's a boy. Look how big he is.
Okay.
Look at the size of it. Lift up to the net and Jet! Look how big he is, mate.
Really nice one.
That's a massive brown trout. And lift it in. Jet, that is the biggest brown trout you have ever caught, is it?
Yes.
What do you reckon?
Cool.
It's cool?
Yes.
Wow, now how do you know it's a brown trout?
Brown.
It's brown, it's got the beautiful spots, and the rainbows, they're different, aren't they? Wow, now, do you think we should let this beautiful fish go? Good boy. This fish is around 68 to 70 centimetres. It's an absolute corker, and as far as brown trout grow, these lakes in Sweden produce some of the biggest trout and salmon in the whole of Europe, and I reckon probably the whole of the world. Amazing fish. Well done, man.
Thanks, Dad.
You're welcome.
It's going to put you back, Mr. Char.
Okay, I'll have to put him back, mate, because the sides are very high.
Dad, is it a girl or a boy?
I actually think
Yeah.
it might be a girl. What do you reckon?
Is the Char boy or girl?
This one's a girl. What would you call her if her name's a girl? If she's a girl?
Trouty.
Trouty. How do I know it might be
The
Trouty?
Trouty.
Trouty. Okay, here goes Trouty. Come on. Here we go, Jet. Look at that. We're using several rigs today and I find them all very fascinating. Our main line on all the rods is about 0.4 of a millimetre, and I also like the fact that that's how they measure the strength of their line. That is connected to this little stainless steel ball bearing snap. The little bit of plastic there on perspex is a keel, and that keel stops your whole line and bait from spinning. It just sits there like that and goes along. Another small rolling swivel and then down to fluorocarbon leader. About 2 metres of fluorocarbon, and that fluorocarbon is 0.45 of a millimetre. Down to our anchovy special head. Now that's the head that the fish actually goes into the bleak. You see there's a toothpick there holding the bleak inside the head, a separate toothpick there holding the line alongside, down the back of treble hook. And what this rig does, it actually allows this bait to go side to side, roll around, and just look like it is in big trouble. And the fish always come through and take the bait fish that looks like it's really struggling. The anchovy special, it works an absolute treat. This one, Aaron, watch out. Yep. This one. Ow! Christy, grab it, Christy. Okay, well done, Christy.
I feel pretty privileged to be winding this fella in. Oh my God, look at it!
That's a big char, is it? Take your time over this side, I think. This is a big fish.
Which way over?
That's it, just keep him away from the boat. Keep the rods about there, that's it. Oh, easy, just take your time. We're wearing gear, Ove's now knocked it out of gear. Slowly wind it and get ready for the big, that's a nice fish. Just, when you get a chance, just slowly bring him towards, pull the rod tip up towards the front.
Yeah!
That is a big char.
Oh my God, that is incredible. So, what is that an Arctic Char?
That is an Arctic char.
But it's so much pinker.
Yeah, it's just a pretty fish.
This fish is a female, and she had been spawning during the autumn. That's why the coloration is still left. Now in the spring it starts to feed again and getting fatter, because in the autumn they can be quite thin, but this specimen has already put on some weight. So it had this coloration still left, but it's much more of a better condition now than in the autumn.
Ove, bring him on board. Oh, he's a big fish, Christy. When I say he,
It's a girl.
Oh, look at this fish, Christy. That's a monster.
Oh my God, have a look at that. Arctic Char. The most beautiful looking fish. And as Ove's just said, she's just finished doing her business and making lots more Arctic Char, and she's getting back into condition.
Well, as they say, all good things must come to an end, but I must ask the question, have you enjoyed lake fishing in Sweden, guys?
Yeah!
I'll take that as a resounding yes. And Ove, these fish, are they always this big?
Yeah, of course.
Spoken like a true charter guide. If you get the opportunity, please come to Sweden. Please find my good friend Ove and bring the family, because you'll have a sensational time. The char, literally, they're this big. This is good old-fashioned surf fishing at its best, but I never thought I would be doing it on the shores in Denmark. Now, This middle rod here is getting a little bite, and the outside rod's getting the odd bite as well. We're fishing sandworm, and the way these people put sandworm on a hook, it needs to be seen to be believed. Hopefully we'll have enough light to actually show you how they do it. Now, we're old-fashioned bait fishing today. Plenty of people on Facebook have said, Paul, do more bait fishing. You know what? I love my bait fishing. Sitting back, quiet night on the beach, few friends. All we have to do now is wait for the rod to go, and we're in. Bit of weight here. I think we got ourselves a fish. How good is this? 3 rods in the water for 3 bites. One of the rods nearly got ripped out of the rod holder into the water. I just let this one sit there, and there's definitely a fish on the end of this. And the great thing about coming to any new fishing location, you just never know what you're going to catch, and I think that's the joy of fishing. And one fish I really want to catch, a flounder, a flatfish, because in Europe, flatfish, they are king. They've got about 5 or 6 species that I know of. They've probably got about 50. And I ate one tonight at a beautiful little fish and chip shop, and it was one of the best fish I've ever eaten. The other fish I'd love to catch is a cod. Well, we're getting some more weight now as we get closer. I think it's an Atlantic cod, really good eating, and this whole fishing industry, as in a recreational fishing industry here in Denmark, tends to thrive on these cod. And I can't believe this is a very, very heavy outfit, 30-pound braid, and just check out the bend in this rod up towards the moon there. Oh, this is exciting. Come on, mate. What have we got here? It looks like a cod. It is. Yes! And a flounder! It's a double header! Look at that! It's my very, very first cod! Look at this! Wow! What a fish! And he's just hooked. What a pretty, pretty fish. Oh, come here, mate. And I've never ever caught one of these fish. In Australia we have a similar looking fish, we call it a rock cod. And they're probably a mother-in-law fish. You give them to the mother-in-law and she gets the Rory to the deal. But this fish, this is the king of Denmark. Well, so to speak. Beautiful fish, incredible eating. They grow to about 30 or 40 pound, I believe, but this is probably the perfect eating fish. And when you go to a restaurant in Europe and you get cod, this is the species they're talking about. Well, as exciting as this is, there's another fish involved here. Come this way. Look at this. It's a flounder. And I cannot believe my little flat-fished friend, look at the colours there. He has totally swallowed that hook. How pretty is that species? Beautiful orange dots. When they're born, they actually swim like this, and then half their body sort of migrates over the other side, and you'll see his eyes there. That is the eye that was on this side, and that eye is actually migrated around. They are a beautiful eating fish. This one is just a baby. It's going back. 2 species in Europe that I've never caught before. I'm loving beach fishing. Yes! Oh yes! I haven't even got that other cod off the hook yet. And this rod has been snaffled in close. What have we got here? Not a big fish. And I do have no idea what it is. So I'm not going to touch it, but it looks like a very ugly something fish. I'm going to have to refer to my guide, Sea Fishers of Europe. But hang on a sec, because here comes the guru himself, Morten. Morten, what fish is this?
I don't know what you call it in English.
Yep.
It's we call it the eel mother.
So is it the sort of fish you'd give to your mother-in-law to eat, or your wife?
You can eat it.
Really?
Yeah.
No, you can eat it. I've got my fish, a nice cod. Well, this is one of our beach fishing rigs, and I had to run through it quickly before we lose light. It's like an extended paternoster, but how clever is this? When you hook a fish on this big worm, the weight of the fish pulls the sinker up until it hits that swivel, and that way the sinker doesn't get snagged on the bottom when you're bringing a fish in. Super clever. I've never seen it before. Thank you to my wonderful Dutch cameraman, Sytse. He showed me this rig. How cool is that? I'm definitely going to use it when I go back home. Look at that. I love those Dutch blokes. So we've brought out the big guns, the lights are on at the MCG, and here are some cracking fish. Look at this, another beautiful cod, and the flounder are getting bigger. And this is exactly what my guide has told me. He said the darker it gets, the more fish we're gonna catch and the bigger they're gonna get. Yeah baby, I'm loving long and lung. Well, I'll tell you how hot the fishing is tonight. My cameraman can't even find me, I'm over here. Now, this is Visblad. He is my Dutch gopher on this trip. He is a wonderful man. He's been doing all of our still photography, running hundreds of yards up the beach, and I thought he deserved to catch himself a fish. Have you got a fish?
Thank you, yeah, I have got a fish.
Hey!
Hey.
I tell you what, you know they're thick and fast when the crew's catching them as well. Oh, 2 fish, bring them up.
Wow.
Well done, this seems to be the daily double. Cod on the top hook again, and that is a small flatfish on the bottom hook. That's quite interesting, we're always catching the flatfish on the bottom hook. And that makes sense because the flatfish lays on the bottom, whereas the cod is more of a predator and he'll come up and take the top bait. Visblad!
Yeah.
Hey, dank je wel! The Dutchman strikes again. I see a fish in the surf break there. And another cod. Legal size for these fish is 38 centimetres, but most people in this part of the world don't take them unless they're at least 40. I reckon that guy's probably nudging the 38 mark, but we're going to put him back. I only bought 4 packets of bloodworm, sandworm I should say. I think I might need to run back to the shop. And you might say, what's a tackle shop doing open in this part of the world at this time of night? Well, I know the bloke that owns it. Some serious weight here. And that, oh, there he is, another thumping cod. Whoops, the rod's too long. Come here, cod, there he is. And one thing I've got to say about these fish that has blown me away, they're not actually slimy. They don't fall out of your hand, they're just a beautiful fish to hold. And I've been informed that the record for this area is 24.7 kilos, 1 metre 30 long. So, you got some growing to do, dude, you're going back. But thank you for sharing IFish. Well, Morton, as we left to come fishing tonight, your wife was putting a big roast in the oven. Do you think it might be ready?
I know it's ready.
Oh, that makes you the Great Dane. How good was this cod fishing? How good is Longaland?